All right, so Addicted to Monsters, Chapter 4, Part 2. Let's get into this story about Legion's first cousin, DC Comics. Whew, hiss, tisk, all that stuff. Oh my gosh. So, how old was I? I don't remember. I know I was in my 20s still. I just had KK, getting out of the first marriage. I had been divorced for maybe a couple years. Let's see. I got divorced in it was 2008 or 9. Okay, so no, actually not divorced long. Not even 2 years yet, I don't believe. Getting back on track. Moving back to Texas, which was, for me, that was like going to the Big Apple. Getting out of Oklahoma and going to the Dallas Metro, like that is what a lot of people in that area like consider to be the dream. That's the closest big metro. That's got it's diverse. It's the closest metro that is like a great real metro, diverse, more money, more opportunities. Like when you hear people say, I'm going to Dallas, or oh, he took me to Dallas or Houston, like for some reason that's like so impressive. It just is what it is. So I did that. So going back there from previous experience, I knew that was going to be a good place for me to continue to get my footing with something that I was always very passionate about, which was building a career in music. So trying to figure out the best way I can. So was able to get reconnected with a gospel singer that I did some work with there, and that was cool. So some opportunity came out of that, and then do some other things. So DeSoto, going to an amazing church, just back on track all around, and having some really great support, some parental support and backing, which was just immeasurable, and getting some good all that stuff. So this guy, when he presented himself to me, he also presented himself to my godparents. So he didn't just con me, he also conned them. So I guess I should give myself a little grace, but I'm very hard on myself. And these are people who are degreed, one of them a therapist. And in the beginning, they both trusted him too, and they were happy for me because it seemed like, okay, wow, this is great. He's a great guy. He goes to the same church. His daughter's in Girl Scouts, although he is divorced, or he said he was divorced. He was lying. He was not. But although he appears to be divorced, and, he takes his daughter to Girl Scouts, and right there, that could be an indicator that he's a good father. First couple little dates he asked to take us on, they were like play dates for our girls to get to know each other and stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I mean, it really started out really good. He presented himself well. I also told him I'm not interested in getting serious with anybody really fast. I'm just really focused on my, my spiritual success and my financial success. That's it for me. I'm willing to entertain men that I think are of value, and he presented himself to be that. From the way he dressed and everything, and the way he approached me, our daughters, my family there. So it seemed like, okay, this guy's a winner. And he actually made some pretty decent money, although he did lie about what he did. I came to find out later on. I forgot what he told me he did, but he said that he worked for the Target Corporation, and that was true. But he said that he did something like in the corporate office. He actually worked in their warehouse. I came to find out later on. So it's like, you really didn't have to lie like that. You didn't. He also presented himself to be a lot more financially set up than he actually was. We would go to what we thought was his house for pool parties and things like that, and it seemed believable because his mother is elderly. And he said to me, and he also said to my godparents, that this is his home and that his mother is old, so she lives with him and she's taking care of him. And then he also said that his brother and sister-in-law also live there, and he let them live there for free because he was doing so well. That's what it was. He said that they had a family. Hey, that's what it was. Hey, get out.
Oh my God.
Get out.
Can I be right here?
No, you need to be out there and close the door. What? I can't talk about all of this in front of you.
When you're done, can I come back?
Yes.
Tell me when you're done.
Okay, close the door. You can't hear this soap opera. At least right now. Not right now. So, real life happening. Mom stuff. That's right. That's what it was. He said that, he did really well for himself by creating a family business, as well as him working, in some office or some corporate position with Target. Alongside that, he said that the family had a family restaurant, some other businesses. Now, all that was true, but none of those businesses were his. I came to find out later on. So it's like he took some truth, but he twisted it. So it was believable because there was truth in it, but then he twisted it and still made it a big lie. So that home was actually his mother's, I found out later on. What I don't get, though, is that whenever I would come over there, I don't understand how they couldn't. There's no way that they couldn't tell that I was under the impression that was his house. I said things, I behaved in a way. She would get upset if I did laundry and stuff there, and I would say, like, what is she, like, this is your house. Why is she getting mad about certain things? Or if I'm staying here, what is she, like, why does she think she gets to have a say-so? And I would say some of that, like, around his brother and sister-in-law, too. So it's like, you guys know this man is conning me. They knew it. And that's when I learned something else about what happens with these degenerate males and the way these mammies and pick-me's behave, because they will protect them. I saw it growing up, and here I am seeing it again. Like, that, I stand by that. You know, that's why a lot of these men get to get away with stuff, because their moms or sisters and all these women around there, they will protect them, and they will just sit there and be okay with you looking like a damn fool. And that is what his family did to me. So I'm going to try not to give him too much press and just kind of stick to, kind of some bullet points. He was definitely a fraud. It was a mansion, but it was his mother owned it, not him. But he presented it to be his home. So, and you're also coming to me and my godparents and then eventually to my parents, and you're saying she'll be in good hands with me. Like, I had an SUV, and at that time my dad was helping pay the car note, which that was really cool. That he helped out at that time. He said to my father, okay, so let me go back. Before he started doing that, he reels me in really, really, really quickly. I told him that I was abstinent, that I was done with just giving myself away, and so kind of easily. And I let him know, like, I'm not interested. And I stood by that. I'm not interested in having sex again unless I know that we are, unless we're married, or I know that that's where we're going and I feel safe enough to do that, because it's like, I already had one child. I did not want to put my life and my health and my reproductive, all that stuff into another man's hand and it just be, another fucktastrophe. So I was trying my best. To be as wise and as strong as I could about that. So, he rushed things along very quickly. You're falling for me so quickly. And, for my birthday, he took me to San Antonio. And, for people in that area of a certain ilk, and it wasn't like high. Yes, I totally took that word because it's popular right now and I love it. But for people of that were not of an upper echelon, but still, doing, I guess, okay, that was considered very, for where I was, I would say, and for where a lot of other people around me were, that was considered like very impressive. For him to take me to San Antonio for my birthday and for it to be this family trip, and he's taken our daughters and everything. So he did a lot of things. He seemed to be very generous. He was very kind. He treated me like a princess. So when there were things that were done that were very subtle, that showed signs that he was full of crap, it was very easy to miss it. It was but then I found out that that's what love bombing is all about, because he did all of that to the T, honey. So a couple of months in, he's so in love with me, and you're talking about how, that I'm the one, and everything seemed to be healthy and right from my perspective. And even with him and the ex-wife, like, she was kind to me. We were around a lot. Like, he would go to her house to pick up their daughter. I had no reason to believe that they were still married, because they are living apart. They didn't seem to have any connection besides the daughter. They seemed to be co-parenting just fine. I never heard any complaints about him being a deadbeat. As far as I could see, he saw her like all the time. He took her to church every Sunday. At least the time he was with me, he did. And all that stuff. So I don't have any like real evident reasons to believe that he's not who he's presenting himself to be. So I'll say that. There were a couple of signs, and I'm going to go into part 3, and we'll go over some of those signs and how he quickly almost rushed me to an altar.